benefits for the landlord when you take on the property?
First thing was, it took a lot of weight off his shoulders because he was managing another company of his own and he did not have enough time to manage his own property. The second thing was, he earned a lot of money in the last 2 months. So it was December 2024 when he started hosting. From December up to April, his maximum occupancy was probably 30-40% in March or April. And since May, his occupancy has been above 80%. And for July, he's already looking at 97% occupancy. So he is earning a lot of money.
And how much are you charging him per month for this service?
He is basically giving me 33% from the profits earned. In May, I earned around. In June, it's the same. And for July, it's going to be around, because obviously the profit was very high.
So guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are here with Aman. Aman actually got started with Airbnb without investing a single penny. And he did this through the co-hosting model. So Aman, for those that are unaware of what co-hosting is, are you able to break down exactly what that model consists of and how you were able to take on properties without any sort of investment?
Co-hosting is basically, you reach out to hosts on Airbnb, booking.com, or any other platform who already have their property listed on these kind of subletting platforms, and you just reach out to them and you tell them that you can basically manage their properties in a way that managing their cleaning, managing their bookings, managing their entire property, and in return they give you a commission out of the monthly revenue they're getting. And this essentially means that you're not putting any sort of money into renting the property or doing any work related to the property. You're just doing work related to managing the property on these kind of platforms. And yeah, you're basically helping the host manage the entire property, the entire listing over a period of time. And in return, you're earning money. Obviously, it is not the entire revenue, but also you're not spending a pound and you're basically earning whatever commission you can. And the only work that you're doing is essentially managing the entire property and basically pulling it off the host's hands and doing everything yourself as if it is your own property, but you are not investing anything in that. And yeah, that's the main highlight of what co-hosting is.
Thank you for breaking that down, Aman. So I'm curious then, Aman, what made you want to get started in this co-hosting business model?
For a very long time, I wanted to basically get into this subletting or short term letting industry because I could see a very big benefit and a big boom happening across different countries, not just the UK. But since I am an immigrant, I have come from India. I came here to study and to work. And obviously, I love the job that I do currently. But I wanted to have passive income that could help me grow more in this country and then sort of bring my family probably from India and start a family here or whatever. But my first goal was to get a job here, which I got, and then set up passive income source. And I could see short term lets as a very good option for me to build that passive income. Obviously, I did not have enough capital to go ahead and rent a property and then furnish that property and then put that on Airbnb or other letting platforms. So then I sort of got in touch, and Leena basically suggested that there is another option called co-hosting, which you could look into and then build that up and then renting properties and then doing the proper hosting thing. But that actually sparked an interest in me, and then I went about looking at what exactly co-hosting means and how I could earn from this particular business model. And yeah, that's how I basically decided to go ahead with co-hosting first. And yeah, that really has helped me.
Okay, so what was your mindset going into the program then? So were you skeptical? Were you excited, nervous?
Definitely, because this was the first time I was starting a business of my own. I've never been an entrepreneur in my life before. I've always worked in technical jobs. I'm an engineer by profession, and I never thought I would go ahead and build a business of my own. But when I went into this program, went into this business model, I was definitely very nervous because I didn't know which way it'll go. Basically, there was nothing to lose for me in this. So, because I wasn't investing any money of sorts, obviously there was the course fees and everything like that, but obviously I was learning something. So yeah, I just knew that I had to put my foot into this, and then whatever happens happens. So yeah, I was a little bit nervous in the beginning, but it went fine.
What was going through your head when you found out that there is a business model and a strategy out there that will allow you to make money without investing anything? You know, you have these big goals of bringing your family and starting a family here in the UK. What was going through your head when you found out about that?
When I found out about it, the first thing that crossed my mind was, why not just try it? Because obviously there is a lot of potential in this business model. Obviously, I went through a lot of videos that you guys had posted on YouTube that showed people who have put their foot in this business model, in this industry through co hosting. And that actually sort of helped me build that courage to go ahead and explore this business model. Obviously, the goals are pretty big, but I thought that since co hosting doesn't require any sort of upfront investment, I might as well just go ahead and try my luck. So, yeah, there were a lot of questions as to how it works, how I'll be able to manage two things at once, like my job, my full time job, and also this co hosting. Because I am an engineer, I don't really have the experience of basically marketing essentially and going ahead and speaking to hosts and other people, because we don't usually do that in technical jobs essentially. So that was one thing that I was very nervous as to how I will speak to people, how I will put forth the proposal that I have, and things like that. That's essentially what was going through my head.
Can you walk us through the property deal that you managed to secure?
Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it was like a very go by the book sort of a process. Essentially, I just went about texting a lot of hosts on Airbnb. I guess I was reaching out to at least 15 to 20 hosts on Airbnb in a single day, and I was doing it very frantically. And I did this for about 2 weeks in the beginning. And then suddenly there was this host who said that, okay, I mean, I want to explore this co hosting thing, but I would like you to come and stay over at the place and see how the place is. And then you can basically offer your services, like bring your cleaning team in and show me what you can do. And then we can probably talk about it. But my coach essentially suggested that that's not how you can go ahead and do that. So I just didn't respond to him, because I didn't want to go there, stay there for a day, and then go ahead and talk to him, because he was just trying to get me to stay for a day. But then I could realize one thing from this, that he actually needed guests and he wasn't getting guests. And the location of the property was literally in Greater London. It was literally in front of the Oakwood Underground station, which could directly lead you to the center of London. So I saw this as a very good potential, but I did not respond to him. And then suddenly, 2 days later, he reached out again to me saying that, okay, let's have a chat. It's okay if you don't want to stay at the property for a day or for a night or whatever, but we could still have a chat. So then I realized that he's actually desperate to get someone to manage his property. Then I basically booked a call with him. I kept on mailing him, kept on constantly catching up with him. And yeah, and then after a month, yeah, we basically signed up and all the contracts and things happened. In the meantime, I was also trying to get in touch with other hosts. I got in touch with a host who had 17 properties, and then she also wanted me to come aboard and do the guest management stuff with her. This is how I got my first property.
Yeah, so I mean, you got the property deal and then you went to have a look at, you know, the property itself. But previous to that, securing the deal, it was all remote.
Yes.
So I'm assuming this is a landlord that tried to do Airbnb themselves, but it wasn't really working out. Is that correct?
Yeah, so he told me that he basically has another business, which is a pharma business or something like that. And he is working full time on growing that business up. So he did not have time to manage this Airbnb thing, but he still wanted to do short term lets. And yeah, that's why he was looking for someone who could manage it for him.
So did he have any objections or did he want to move forward with you straight away?
He did not have any objections as such. He had a lot of questions, but when we had that first Zoom call, I cleared a lot of doubts. So basically, I presented to him all the possible opportunities that he had. So, for example, the location of the property, how close it is to the underground station. Obviously, he knew all these things, but he did not know how the competition around him was functioning and what the average daily rate of all the competitor properties around him was. So I just showed that to him, and how he could increase his average daily rate, what he could do, and what I could basically help him with. And that's what caught his interest. And he basically was very impressed with that, and he wanted to go ahead with it right away.
I was just going to ask Aman, so what were the, I guess, top three things that you felt like you could add value to with the landlord?
So the first thing was obviously the average nightly rate. Essentially, he positioned his property at a very low average rate. So the competition was somewhere around 140 to 150 pounds a night, and he had positioned his property at around 120 pounds a night. So that was the first thing. The second thing was basically advertising the property in a much better way. For example, the description of the property on Airbnb, the quality was not that good, the description. So that was the second thing. So basically adding layers to the description of how accessible the property is, what all amenities are present inside the property, how the guests could make use of, say, for example, the free parking space, or maybe the accessibility to the underground metro stations and things like that. So that was the second thing. The third thing was basically the cleaning management, essentially. So the host basically had his own cleaning team, but he wasn't being able to manage them quite efficiently. So I also proposed to him that I could bring in a cleaning team of my own, and then we already have the cleaning team that you are using, so we could basically collaborate, and essentially whenever we are having any issues with your cleaning team, we could have someone who could step in and do the cleaning for us. So I got my own cleaning team, and yeah, that's what the third highlight probably was.
And I guess what were the benefits for the landlord when you take on the property? Of course, you're making his listing a lot better, you're managing his cleaners, but in turn, what did that do for the landlord and how has that benefited him?
Yeah, so first thing was it took a lot of weight off his shoulders, because obviously he was managing another company of his own, and he did not have enough time to manage his own property. So that was one thing. He basically got a lot of time to focus on his primary business, essentially. So that was one thing. The second thing was he earned a lot of money in the last 2 months, essentially, because his property, he started basically hosting from last year December. So it was December 2024 when he started hosting. So every month his occupancy was only around 20 to 30%. So from December up to April, his maximum occupancy was probably 30-40% in March, I guess, March or April. And since May, so from May onwards, his occupancy has been above 80%. So in May, his occupancy was 89%. In June, his occupancy is 80%. And for July, he's already looking at 97% occupancy. So he is earning a lot of money. So that was obviously a very big focal point for him, where he could step out of it, just focus on his own business.
So I guess then it's fair to say that you've given him his time back, you're helping him earn a lot more money, right? And not just that, it's also relieved a lot of stress from him. The additional stress of running a second business. You've taken that stress and you're managing it all for him now.
Yeah, definitely. The host basically he loses his calm very quickly. So when it comes to managing cleaners and the handymen and cleaning team and anything like that, so he doesn't stay in London. First of all, I guess he stays somewhere near Manchester. So he cannot keep traveling down, collecting his mails, collecting things for the property.
And how much are you charging him per month for this service?
So this is something not very usual. He is basically giving me 33% from the profits earned, essentially, removing all the fixed costs. So the fixed costs are essentially £1,600, which is basically the relief costs for what he's paid in terms of mortgage and things like that. And then the bills. So the bills are around 120, £150 a month. Removing all of that, the cleaners, whatever profit we are earning, on top of that, he's giving me 33% out of that profit, essentially.
And how much is that on average?
It's going to be around £600. That's how it is varying, essentially.
What you're doing right now is really good because you're making per month from not even owning the property, not even renting the property. You have no expenses at all. This is profit that you're making every single month. And of course, the more clients you're on board, the more money you'll be making. And probably 95% of that will be profit. So it really is a great business model that you're doing right now. So, what part of the program then would you say helps you the most in securing this deal?
I would say literally every single every single aspect of the program helped me, because right from setting up my own business, making my business account, and from there on to reaching out to hosts on different platforms like Airbnb, Facebook, and other platforms, to basically understanding how to go about managing the property as a whole. For example, how to manage the cleaning team, how to basically advertise the property on different platforms, which platforms to advertise it on, and how to give out different kinds of promotions and things like that to increase the occupancy of the property. Everything that I have done so far with this property has come from the course, essentially. So I was literally, when I came in this business, I was actually clueless as to what I should do, how I should start, and everything like that. The only thing I had was courage to basically go ahead and do this. And yeah, after that, everything that I got was from the course, essentially.
That's amazing. And I know you mentioned that you should be recouping your investment for the program in the next few months. Is that correct?
Yeah, hopefully in the next 5 to 6 months that I'll be able to get back that I put in the course. But if I am able to secure the property in, say, the next month, then yeah, it'll be even sooner. I'm working really hard to get that second property, and I think, yeah, I will definitely get it.
You think or you know?
Yeah, I'm reaching out to a lot of hosts, and obviously now I have this property to show. So yeah, I don't think I won't get another property. So the chances are obviously 99% that I will definitely get it.
Amazing. And what's been the type of bookings you've been able to achieve for your client?
So for July, we've got like a 21 days booking, which is probably the longest booking that we've received. And here and there, we've got like 4 or 5 days. 21 night booking came through booking.com, and it was around £3,500 or something like that. And removing all the commission and all the cleaning charges and things like that, what we are going to get in hand is going to be around £3,100 for those 21 days. Yeah.
I think you said you managed to get your first property deal in the first month of joining the program. Is that correct?
I mean, obviously, the contract signing took a long time because it was a very back and forth process, but the deal was basically locked in the first 3 weeks of me joining the course, essentially.
Wow. What do you think was the reason for you to secure property so soon in 3 weeks?
I would say it was the dedication because I work in a full time job in an engineering background. So it is very hectic. But then I had this motivation to keep going, reaching out to hosts day in and day out, trying to, keep myself motivated that I will definitely score a property very soon. And yes, definitely, I wanted it, I needed it, and I got it in the end. So I kept pushing, I kept doing whatever I could to basically get this property. The first thing was reaching out to hosts. Obviously, I was reaching out to 20 plus hosts a day, and I was trying to also follow up with people who sounded positive, like this one. Obviously, in the beginning, he suggested a different thing, but then I told him that, okay, we cannot do this, but this is how I can help you increase your revenue and things like that. And I kept on persevering, essentially. So the perseverance was what helped me get this property so soon, and obviously also a bit of luck and God's grace. So yeah.
Aman, what would you say to those individuals who are on the fence about joining the program and getting into the industry of Airbnb?
Yeah, the first thing that I would say that there's nothing to lose. Just go ahead and try your luck. And obviously, it is not something that can give you money in a couple of days. Obviously, you'll have to keep trying. You will face a lot of rejections. A lot of people will just not even reply to you. But the main thing is you keep trying until you hit that first goal of getting at least one host under your belt. And then yeah, from there on, it is just a matter of being in the race, essentially. Trust me, it is definitely worth it, and there is definitely going to be a time when you're going to look back and say that, okay, this was a very good investment that I made, and the growth that I have had is definitely huge in terms of what I put into the course and what I have come out of it as. I mean, I wouldn't say that it just benefited me in terms of earning money, having a property or anything like that. It also helped me build confidence because, as I said, I come from a technical background. I'm an engineer. We don't usually speak to people, we don't usually talk to people a lot. It's just that we usually work on a certain project, we get that done, and then we move forward. But we over here, I learned how to talk to people, how to present yourself in a way which can look very good on a whole to people who are basically going to give you money. So you have to be very presentable, you have to be very sharp. This is what this course definitely helped me build that. And yeah, it helped me build my confidence, it helped me build my ability to speak to people, my ability to present myself to people. And yeah, that is also a life lesson for me.
For someone that doesn't have a job that has you talking to a lot of people, you're able to talk and get your opinions across very well.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't say I was like this 3 months ago, but yeah, I've developed this. So thanks to you guys, thanks to the course, thanks to Megan for this.
Thank you so much, Aman, for sharing your journey and your wins with us today. Really appreciate your time. And yeah, I hope everyone else that's watching this is inspired from your journey and where you came from and seeing what you're on track to achieve. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Leena. Thank you. Thank you, Uzma.